Oh.
Hello, everyone. My name is Triple P, TRIPPLE and I am your astrology pimp, your astrology prophet, and your astrology priest. And today's 7 Series Astrology Prophetics video topic will be: It takes time for women to fall in love. So, what motivated me to create this video is because I recently got in contact with one of my old-time players from the Himalayas, the real McCoy, and he told me something very shocking. He told me that he was going to get married, and I was blown away because he was the guy who introduced me to the Gigolo game, And he always said to me back in the day, I'm talking about years and years and years ago. And again, congratulations, player, because it's about time. You know what I'm saying? Because this guy just didn't get married. I want you guys to know he's been with this particular girl for at least 10, 15 years. So he deserves it, and she deserves it as well. So much respect goes out to you. However, again, he was the gentleman that introduced me to the Gigolo game, and he once said, he told me this many, many years ago, and I never would forget what he said. I told him about this girl he was getting involved with. He said, hey, I told him not to get too close. And he told me, said, man, I don't fall in love, I stand in love. And he told me this about 15, literally about 15 years ago, maybe longer, I don't know, because we've been friends for such a long time. But he told me that he don't fall in love, he stands in love. And I thought that was extremely powerful because he told me, again, coming into the Gigolo game, he told me one of the most valuable advice that any man, in fact, could ever actually have. It doesn't make a difference if you're in a Gigolo game, you're in a relationship, or whatever the case may be, the principle still stands. Because what he said was that if you want to be in any game, a player, a P, a Mac, a playboy, a lover boy, any of those things, you have to be able to not fall in love easily. You have to be able to stand in love. And it took some time for me to actually really develop the skills to that degree, what he was talking about, because he was in the game a lot longer than me. But after him explaining the dangers of actually falling in love, if you want to be any of those things, a P definitely, a P might love his hoe, you know what I'm saying? But that does not necessarily mean, he's heads over heels over his hoe, because he know at some point he's gonna break a plate and the hoe is gonna be gone. Because that's why I say in one video, women come going. So, but anyhow, so with that understanding that if you want to be in the game, whether again boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, it doesn't make a difference. The principle still stands. As a man, you must not be able to just fall in love very easily. You too have to be able to just stand in love, from the taken from the advice that I got. Because what he told me was, he said, you know what, the Gigolo game, any game for the matter of fact, a player, again, a P, a Mac, uh, any player from the Himalaya knows that once women are attached, they become extremely feminine, they become extremely submissive, they become extremely cooperative, and that is going to be hard for most men to actually resist. So a feminine woman, a cooperative woman, and a woman that is actually supporting you in many ways is almost like a kryptonite to any man. In most cases, I don't care who you are, in most cases, if you are not really firm in the game, strong in the game, and you have years of experience in the game, it is most likely that you're going to get weak. So that is what I'm saying to you guys. The principle that he was trying to bless me with was that if you want to be a gigolo and you're receiving things from individuals, specifically women, getting gifts, getting trips, getting dates and dinners and all of these perks that come along with the game, because that's why women fuck with gigolos. They fuck with men the same way men buy women per se. Now women are actually buying you. It's kind of opposite. But however, if a woman is doing all of these things for you, it is very easy for you to actually fall weak in the knees. Which brings me to my next uh, understanding, because this standing in love concept, again, I'm not teaching you guys or telling you guys anything that women don't do, because I don't want anyone to say I am teaching guys to be manipulative and all of this stuff. No, I am just teaching you guys the nature of women, because standing in love is something that women do themselves. Women don't just fall in love that easily. That is why the title of this video is it takes time for women to fall in love. And most men do not understand that. And most men believe that they might have a girl, or they met a girl, and after 2, 3 months or whatever the case may be, they may have been sleeping together. The girl may have been nice to them. The girl might have been showing signs of being submissive and all of these things. But that does not necessarily mean that the bitch is in love. That is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Bitches do not fall in love the way men do. Men falling in love is like a light switch that turns off and on instantly. Men fall in love way more easier and way more faster than women. So women know this about themselves. Women are like thermostats. It takes a long time, a longer time, much longer time for a woman to fall in love, because there needs to be all type of other attributes connected to her feelings, her emotions, her desires, and attraction, or it has to be a plethora of things that would make a woman fall in love. Women don't just fall in love just like that, because women have to actually stand in love as long as they can. That is why women, you see, are attracted to novels, romance novels, and all of these soft, mushy type of relationship romantic movies. Because if you watch those movies and you read those novels, in many cases, the woman did not necessarily like the guy right away. The guy came along, she put up some resistance. Look at the theme of almost every romantic movie. The guy comes along, he has to run behind the girl, he has to pursue the girl, he has to put in a lot of effort to get the girl. And that is actually how it is in real life, because women were programmed that way from an evolutionary perspective, to not just fall for every and any guy. So guys, I do not want you to think that just because you took a bitch out on a few dates, you spent a few grand on a bitch, you did this or that for the bitch loves you. Get that in your head, get this in your head, that that notion is incorrect. It takes far more, a lot effort for a bitch to fall in love, because a bitch knows that if she falls in love with you, it is over for her. Bitches fall in love. When they say a bitch fall in love, that is exactly what it means. A bitch falls. A bitch usually falls very hard. So women do not necessarily want to actually fall. Women do not want to be in such a vulnerable position, because when you have a woman that loves you and falls and loves with you, women will do almost anything for you. There have been guys who've had women, drug dealers have had women smuggle drugs for them. Up to this very day, women are actually bringing drugs into prisons for their boyfriends and their husbands, for Pookie and Ray Ray and Tyrone and Chad. They do this because they are in love. They fell in love, and once, but that does not happen every and any to any woman. A woman has to feel a certain way. This happens gradually. You have to spend time with a woman for this to actually happen. This is not going to happen overnight. This making a woman fall in love with you is a long game. This is not a short slam bam, thank you mom process. That's why you have to be in it to win it, to stay in it. And that is why I preach to you guys, you have to have multiple options. You have to be on your grind. You have to be on your purpose, and the bitch must not be priority in your life. Because just because you got a bitch to give you her number, and just because she spent a little time with you, that does not necessarily mean she loves you. In fact, it's almost the opposite. Men fall in love the more time they spend with women, and women fall out of love the more time they spend with a man. So it would be in your best interest to actually spend the least amount of time with the woman, fuck the bitch the least amount of time, see the bitch the least amount of time, call the bitch the least amount of time. That is why I'm telling you guys that you have to be on your purpose 110% of the time. This is something that you cannot fake. That is why some guys, they fake it until they make it. They may hold out, a bitch might maybe call them, and they may not necessarily, call the bitch back right away. And but at the same time, they're sitting by the phone waiting, counting the goddamn minutes, the hours, and the goddamn seconds until they respond to the bitch. That is faking it until you make it. A true player from the Himalaya, if a bitch called me, sometimes I'd be like, fuck, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? I have to call the bitch back out of respect because she called me, but at the same time, I may not necessarily want to talk to anyone for that matter of fact for some period of time because I am actually busy. I am really busy. I'm actually doing something with my time. I'm not just sitting down waiting on a goddamn bitch to call me back. That is why, for example, when I go out on the strips and I see bitches and I give a bitch my number, for example, I might give my number to a bitch today and I walk away. As far as I'm concerned, I don't even ask bitches for their numbers anymore because I leave it up to the bitches because I know if I approach, at least I'm just giving you guys a statistical example here. I know, and it's not accurate, but I'm just saying because I don't really approach that much women anymore unless the bitch maybe move me into the circumstances of the right place, right time, and I feel like, maybe the situation was conducive for me to do so, then I will actually approach a bitch. So for all you bitches out there that have actually approached, you guys should fucking be honored that I actually stepped to you motherfuckers. You understand me? Because it's not that often that I do it. Only because, again, I was moved in some way. I thought you was extremely sexy. I thought you was extremely cute. Maybe you just passed. You just passed. You had one foot in the door, but that doesn't mean that I was all enamored and blown away. I could take it or leave it. You could call or goddamn not. So, but again, back to what the fuck I was saying. I give a bitch my number today. You know what I'm saying? In the mall. Hypothetically speaking, I give a bitch a number in the mall. I don't give a fuck if a bitch. I would prefer the bitch to call, but at the same time, if she doesn't call, I don't give a fuck either way. Because what I'm doing is I'm not putting my eggs in that one basket because I know how the game works. The game is a numbers game, and every true player and every P understands the game is a concept that having 3 holes is too close to 2, and 2 holes is too close to 1, and having 1 hole is too close to none. So a P, a player, a mark, a gigolo must always be prospecting for new bitches and new hoes because this is what women do. Women are always on the lookout campaigning for new men. This is one of the biggest mistakes men make also. They believe that because they are in the relationship, the bitch has both eyes closed. No, the bitch has one eye open and one eye goddamn closed, and she actually has a goddamn bionic eye behind her goddamn head that you cannot see. That is why when you see bitches part their hair and they seem like they're flirting or playing with you, what they're doing is they're moving away the hair so the camera in the back of their motherfucking eyes can see the guy behind fucking them. That's what the fuck they're doing. They're moving the fucking this distraction from the camera so they can see clearly who's stepping up on them from the goddamn behind. So back to what I was saying. So when I give a bitch my number, I don't necessarily, I would like the bitch to call, but if the bitch don't call, all the same, because what I'm doing is when I walk down the street and I see another bitch, fine as fuck, sexy as fuck, I give that bitch my number too. I don't even ask for bitches for my number because I know, again, this is a numbers game. I know if I give my number, again, hypothetically speaking, because I'm not going to try to approach no 100 bitches. A P fucking doesn't do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? At least me, I'm not going to approach no 100 bitches. But either way, let's say, for example, I approach 100 bitches and I give my number to 100 bitches. Again, I know because of it being a numbers game, out of that 100, I would be lucky if 10 of those bitches call. That is why guys have to be on the prowl always. You guys, despite the fact you guys, I'm not telling you guys, advocating that you guys go and cheat on your wives and go cheat on your girlfriends. I'm telling you exactly what women do. These women, most women have backup men. These women have someone in their life that who is at work that's flirting with them, that they have the number. These women have guys who are in their neighborhood, the drug boy, the guy that they who always pulls up on them in the car, the nice ride, who always shoots their shot at them. These women have multiple backups. Do not think that your bitch, if you leave your bitch today or she leaves you, she is going to be fucking without options. And that is all I'm saying to you guys. Again, I'm not telling you guys to do anything that women do not do to you. So I don't want anyone to say I am trying to mislead men into becoming dogs and all of this shit. No, I am trying to teach men how to accept reality for what it is. Do not be delusional and believe women are saints. Women are not saints. They are about survival, and that is what they care most about. So back to the game again. Like I was saying, when I give a bitch my number, I'm on to the goddamn next. And when I'm on to the next, I give another bitch my number, wherever that may be, because I know out of that 100 numbers that I gave out, I know for a fact it's going to be a very small percentage of those bitches are actually going to call. And especially if it's cold approach. If you guys are just cold approaching bitches in the mall, walking around or whatever, the numbers is even more lower. It is going to even be more disappointing, the results you're going to get, because the women were not necessarily susceptible to being approached. So they tend to just shoot you down right away, or they may take your number, but they was not really interested. It's a lot that goes, demographics that goes into actually cold approach. But back to what I'm saying. So I get 10 bitches that actually call me back, but out of that 10 bitches, only say for example, 7 of those bitches might actually just be curious, because maybe they saw something about me they like, maybe they saw something that they maybe was interested in, whatever the case may be, they decided to call, but they were not really goddamn serious. And so that goddamn, you remember we started off with 100 bitches now. Again, I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding that you have to shoot at a lot of bitches to get one bitch. That is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Do not believe because you have one bitch in your life that you should goddamn retire. That is the fucking biggest mistake most guys make. They put the game down. In fact, go and check my video out. Never ever put the game aside. That is one of the videos that I split a lot of game about making this mistake as well. So again, we started out with 100 bitches. Out of that 100, only 7 call, but out of that 7, only 10 call, but out of that 7, out of that 10, 7 was actually maybe curious. And so now you're down to 3 bitches, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're actually down to 3 prospects that actually may actually be interested in you out of 100 goddamn women. That is pathetic. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. You guys have to treat in the game. You have to treat each girl, each hoe, each prospect as if you don't have any. You have to treat every new girl that you get like it's the first goddamn girl, and you're still hungry and you're still thirsty, because over time that is what's gonna actually attract the women. Because women, again, what makes them fall in love is that you do not have to need them. You cannot need them, because women, again, they stand in love for the very longest, because they know if they fall in love, they are fucked. So it's not in a woman's best interest, believe it or not, to fall in love. As far as I'm concerned, it is in nobody's best interest to fall in love unless they are 110% sure that they are falling in love with the right person and the woman is being vetted, or the guy. This is just not necessarily, I'm talking about guys here, but it is most advisable for even women to not necessarily fall in love so easily. But again, women do this naturally. They don't just fall in love with every guy that they meet on the street. It takes time. It takes a woman having to build up attachment. It takes time for a female to actually build up love, loyalty, commitment. The woman has to feel a certain way. The SMV value discrepancy needs to be there. The woman needs to feel that you're a lot more valuable in her in some ways, or in many ways, for that to happen. It takes a lot. It does not necessarily happen overnight. That is why you guys gonna have to play the long game. That is why all players from the Himalayas tell you you have to be on your purpose. You have to be genuinely busy. You have to be genuinely on your grind. You cannot be faking it until you make it forever, because what is going to happen is, for the guys that are faking it until they make it, when they actually get the bitch and the bitch actually starts to show some type of real interest for them, they're going to put their guard down, and then they're going to lose the bitch, because the bitch is going to say, this motherfucker is weaker than I thought. So you're going to have to stand in love always, guys. I hate they really tell you this. This is going to be a full-time motherfucking job. There's going to be no time that you're going to actually have to be able to put your guard down. No time, motherfucking ever. I'm not saying that you should not love the bitch. I'm just saying that you should never, ever, ever believe that you have arrived once you start to see the bitch show certain traits. The bitch seem to be cooperative. the bitch seem to be submissive, and the bitch seem to be feminine, and all of these things. When you see these things, that does not mean anything. The bitch could feel this way one day, and the bitch could feel another way the next. Because again, bitches stand in love for the longest time. That is why, again, the movies that they watch were based around, they were programmed and they were taught to allow guys to court them, for guys to run after them, for guys to bring them flowers, because they don't want to tell a story to their friends like, oh, I just met him one day and I went goo goo gaga, and then the next day I was sucking his dick. No, it does happen that way sometimes, but again, you have to be a real top tier, all around alpha male, Chad, Tyrone type of guy for a bitch to actually just see you the same day and suck your dick in the car that very minute. You could have, it does happen, don't get me wrong. Many guys, I've done it, guys, I've slept with girls the first night, first date, but again, you know, it doesn't happen every day, but it does happen. But again, do not count on that, especially if you're new to the game. Don't expect to be fucking no bitches on the first goddamn date, because this is a numbers game. So again, as far as I'm concerned, even if you could hold out and you have the ability to not fuck a bitch, sorry, if you have the ability to fuck a bitch and you could hold out, for the longer you could hold out, the better for you as well. Because we all know P's don't necessarily just go and fuck their bitches just like that. A P might eventually have to fuck his bitch, because the bitch is gonna whine and complain and bitch for so long and so much, and the P loves what he's receiving from the bitch, so the P eventually has to sleep with the hoe as well in most cases. But in most cases, the P knows that the longer he withhold the sex from this woman, the better off he will be. But that concept is foreign to most men, because most men believe that they should try to sleep with a bitch as soon as possible. Yes, if you're in the game and it's a numbers game for you, and it's just about smash, 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 then smash as quickly as you can and move on, or keep that bitch if you would like to. But for the most part, women do not just fall in love because they start in love long as much as possible, because again, they know that if they do fall in love, they are fucked. Because that is why they call it fall in love, because when women fall, they fall flat on their goddamn faces. And if you understand the concept, that is why they say you have to sweep a woman off their feet. It's like you have to know goddamn Quantango or Quan fucking Tango or some Japanese shit. The fucking, I can't remember, Quantongo or Gontongo, whatever the fuck that martial arts shit is called. You have to know some shit to sweep a bitch off her feet, some fucking MAA fighter type shit, some fucking goddamn WWF wrestling shit to fucking, you know, sweep a bitch off her foot. That is why they call it that, because you literally have to sometime sweep a bitch off her feet with your game, with your charisma, with your attraction, with your confidence, with your style, and all of these other things. Then the bitch kind of has no other choice than to become weak in the knees. And the only way a bitch will become weak in the knees is if she stands up long enough. And so you gotta understand, bitches were programmed to stand in love for as long as possible. And in most cases, bitches are able to stand in love far much longer than the average guy. The average guy, this is a game for you ladies. I'm not telling you ladies, this particular game is for men mainly. However, would women fail to understand, they could use the game as well. But again, if you want a guy to fall in love, spend some time with the guy, be submissive, be cooperative, give the guy some pussy. Don't give the guy too much problems. Don't give the guy too much, back talk, all this shit. Do this for a short period of time, and the guy will actually fall in love with you. Men fall in love extremely, extremely fast, because like I said in the beginning of the video, men fall in love like a light switch. Men do not actually take time the way women take time. Women take time to fall in love like a thermostat, like a thermometer, like a gauge that goes up over a period of time. When you turn on your air conditioning in your car, it does not just go from 0 to goddamn 30 degrees in 2 seconds. Men fall in love just like fucking light switch on, off. Women are like fucking goddamn frogs in a hot pot. You have the fucking, when they jump in the pot with the water, if you turn the goddamn heat up and you have it on low, they would stay inside, and they would not be aware that the heat is getting hotter and so forth. And over a period of time, they will goddamn be cooked to goddamn death. just like the frog. And that is how women fall in love, because again, they do not necessarily want to tell a story that, oh, I met this guy in the mall the other day, I sucked this dick the same day, I fucked them the same day, and I was in love. No, bitches do not want to tell that type of story to their friends, to their mother, to anyone. They want to tell their friends the love story that they saw on goddamn Netflix. That is what the fuck they want to talk about. They want to say, oh, I did not like him that much in the beginning. Oh, he wasn't that attractive, but he keep coming to my work and he keep doing this and he keeps sending me flowers and he just wore me down, girl. You know how these guys go when they want you so bad and they don't never give up. And her girlfriends are going to be, yeah, girl, I know. I got like 4 guys running after me right now. And they just have some kind of goddamn cheerleading type shit. They cheer each other off for this bullshit. They rather hell you tell them. They rather each other tell them a story like that. How the guy had to break them down. The guy came to her wake so much. The guy fucking sent her this. The guy sent her flowers. The guy bought a perfume. The guy did this for 6 goddamn months before she actually kissed him. That is what the fuck bitches want to say. They do not want to fucking tell a story the way as they saw a guy and they fucking fell head over heels for that motherfucker. Because again, women are like fucking goddamn fucking horses. Women stand in love just like fucking horses. If fucking most people might not be aware of this, I've heard this a long time ago that horses in the wild, they stand, they fall asleep. They could fall asleep standing up. And the reason they could fall asleep standing up is because that is something that they learn to do from an evolutionary perspective. Now, horses that are kept domestically inside of farms and they are fed and they're, you know, there's no wild animals around, they get comfortable. They know they don't have any threats, so they lay down and they fall a goddamn sleep. But a horse has to, what I remember hearing some time back, a horse actually has the ability to sleep standing up. So bitches have the ability just like horses. These bitches have some type of locking mechanism, some type of locking mechanism in their leg or some shit like that, where they could actually goddamn just stand up just like a goddamn horse and stand in love, just like I was told, just like I was taught. Never fall in love with a bitch, always stand in love with a bitch. That's what I was taught a long time ago in the game, and that is what bitches do as well. Bitches are like horses, having a locking mechanism in their knees so they could stand up as long as goddamn possible. And the reason the horses do this is because in the wild, again, they are not domesticated. They're not around fences. They don't have someone feeding them, giving them food. They still have to worry about wild animals. They have to always be on the lookout for predators. So a horse in the wild has to stand up to be ready to run. If they see danger or something comes along their way, they can't take the time. They don't have the luxury to just get up off 4 legs and be confused and all of that fuck. And then by the time they get up, the fucking lion or the tiger or whatever the fuck is already on these motherfuckers. That is why horses have the ability to goddamn sleep standing up. So bitches have evolved also like horses to sleep standing up, because they know that if they goddamn fall, they are fucked. So they try to stay up long as possible. Have you ever seen a goddamn child, a little kid, who fucking waits up for Christmas or who doesn't want to fall asleep when he's out with you or whatever? These motherfuckers will stand up and fucking fall down and bust their head open because they don't want to fall asleep. Children will sit up all night trying to stay up all night for Santa Claus, or some child is out at a party or whatever. They will sit down or stand up and goddamn fall right out that chair because they just want to do, they don't want to miss anything. They want to stay fucking awake as long as possible, but the human body can only stay awake for so long. If you guys even look at some of those channels, they have like Mr. Beast and all of those high top YouTubers. They have challenges where they ask individuals who could stand for 48 hours, shit like that, and win $1 million. Some motherfuckers try to do it, but most motherfuckers cannot do it because, in fact, I don't know if anybody actually ever did it, because it's almost impossible for you to stand up for 48 goddamn hours. Biologically, you will fall. So these bitches have a special secret. They can stand in love for a very long time because they know if they fucking fall in love, they are fucked. So they need to know for sure that they're gonna fall for the right guy who is not faking it until they goddamn make it, because there are a lot of frauds in the motherfucking game. You understand me? So that is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Guys are faking it and faking it and faking it and faking it, and bitches do not know who are the frauds from the real deal. Holy motherfucking field. So again, bitches are like horses, because when the horse is ready to run and ready to escape from the predator, the horse need to be in the position to goddamn escape. And the same thing applies to a bitch as well. A bitch needs to be in the position. So as soon as the guy starts to become a little faulty, the bitch is going to open up one eye and she's no longer going to be asleep. And then when the guy continues to show that he's a fraud, he's a goddamn fake, you know what I'm saying, she's going to open up two eyes. And then when as soon as the guy does this for too much longer, over a period of time, the bitch is going to be already in run mood. The bitch is going to be able to just run away and you're not going to know what the fuck happened. But what you fail to realize is the bitch already came in the relationship, standing in love, ready to goddamn run away as soon as you fuck up. That is why I'm trying to tell you guys, you have to be in the game to win it forever. This is not something that you do part-time, temporary. You have to be on your game, on your purpose, on your practice, on your grind, on your priority, first and foremost before the bitches, because the bitches in most cases is gonna outlast you. Bitches are gonna stand in love way longer than you because you guys have never been taught the game. That is why I'm trying to teach the game, because I want you guys to have not really the upper hand per se, because the women have already had the upper hand. At least you guys could play fairly. At least the game could be leveled out, because that is why they said game is the equalizer. Game actually gives individuals who may have not had the ability to get bitches to actually get bitches. Game gives individuals, guys who may have not been able to get some quality or level of bitches because they keep fucking up, because they keep lowering their guard, they keep falling in love, they keep showing simp traits, they just keep fucking up. Game gives these individuals the ability to actually get the bitch that they want, and not only get the bitch that they want, sustain the bitch that they want, and not only sustain the bitch they want, get multiple bitches if they choose. And back to what I was saying earlier, I'm not advocating that you guys go and cheat on your wives, and I'm not advocating that you guys cheat on your girlfriends. However, I'm saying that just the same way a bitch has backup, I am advocating that you have goddamn backup as well. Because if you fall in love and you have no goddamn backup and you go goo gaga for the bitch, it's just going to be a matter of time before the bitch goddamn, just like the horse, open her eyes up and fucking gallop a goddamn way in the sunset with another motherfucking nigga. You understand me? And it's not going to be you, and you're going to be heartbroken and you're going to be fucking shattered. That is why I'm preaching this game. I'm not spitting this game because I don't have anything to goddamn do. I believe the game is goddamn needed. The game is not goddamn just some bullshit. The game is a craft. The game is a skill. The game is something that has to be in you, not on you. So when you first come into the game, most guys believe that they can learn game overnight. No, game is a long-term thing. That is why when you want to understand women falling in love, it's going to take time. The woman has to actually develop infatuation, attraction, and all type of shit. The woman has to desire you sexually, emotionally, mentally, financially. There's going to be so much factors in developing the woman to love you, whatever that means for a woman. But from the game perspective, I would simply say love is the same thing as just getting a woman attached. You have to put so much effort per se, not even effort, but you have to be a particular guy for women to love. You cannot get a bitch to become attached to you, or if you're some Steve Urkel type of motherfucker. No, you have to have the traits of a true player from the motherfucking Himalayas. That is why I'm teaching you guys this game. This game is fucking priceless. This game will actually fucking take you to the other level in the manosphere with these bitches and hoes. So again, women do not just easily fall in love overnight just like that. There has to be also some type of discrepancy in the SMV value. Again, I want you guys to go and watch any of my videos talking about game, women, or whatever the case may be. Go and watch any of those videos. You're gonna get more information from me in reference to game, because game is just not one piece of puzzle type thing. It's a spectrum. It's a man becoming holistically overall valuable. You have to become a valuable man in almost every area for the woman to become attached. The woman has to become attached to you sexually, emotionally, psychologically, and even if you want to say financially, that too as well. But I'm not saying to lead with your wallet. It's best that you have a woman psychologically, emotionally, and mentally and spiritually attached to you more than anything else, and financially attached to you last the least. Because in the game, this is what they call hooks. the more hooks, just like a fish, the more hooks you get in the female, then the more attached the woman will be. If you have only one hook in the bitch, the guy that comes along that has two hooks in the bitch is gonna have the upper hand. For example, if you have one hook in the bitch, just looks. You look good to the bitch, and then that is it. Some guy can come along that does not look as sexy or as attractive or handsome as you, but he might have more finances than you. So that's one hook. Then the guy might actually have he might be better in bed than you. That's two hooks. So now that guy with two hooks is going to be able to keep the woman attracted and attached longer than the guy who only has one hook. And then again, the guy who has three hooks in the bitch is going to get the female attached more than the guy who has one, two, three, and the list goes on. And the guy who has five hooks in the bitch, I think you guys get the picture right now. The more hooks you get in the bitch, the most likely the difficult is for the bitch to leave. So again, this is going to happen over time. So that is why you guys need to have other contingent plans to do other things in life and not just sit around waiting for bitches. Do not sit around and waste your time waiting on a goddamn bitch that is uncertain, because the bitch does not only have you as an option, the bitch has options, multiple options. And especially now that we have the goddamn internet, bitches have an unlimited amount of options. Back in the day, bitches who were fours and fives, they may have had only the desperate guy in their neighborhood who was willing to fuck them. But now these bitches have the online services and online options, Facebook, anything. The bitch could go on Facebook and get likes. The bitch could go on goddamn a free dating app and get fucking likes. Now 4 or 5 only had one guy as an option. Now that same 4 or 5 has hundreds of guys liking the goddamn bitch. And especially now in today's world, we know that we can build a bitch like goddamn Lego. A bitch does not necessarily have the goddamn look the way she was naturally born looking. A bitch could actually pay for certain attributes, certain things, and the bitch could camouflage the way she actually looks. There are 4s that actually could turn into goddamn 7s and 8s. You understand me? I'm not saying that all women actually need things. There are women are naturally beautiful. I'm just saying that bitches have options now. Bitches could customize their appearance, their apparel, their body, their looks, their makeup. They could do so much things. That is why some bitches do not even like you to see them without makeup, because they know that you are gonna see them, as is, as they came out of the box. That is why some bitches, when you pull up on them at work or whatever, or walking down the street in the store, they may reject you because they don't feel so confident with the way they look naturally. And that is another reason men may get rejected and not be aware of it. Women might not be comfortable with the way they are out of the box, so they might not want to talk to you like that. So they reject you, or they just get the number, and then they try to see you when they are at their best, when they have on everything and they are well put together and they are already made up. So that bitch that you saw online, the profile photo looks like a goddamn 8, 9, or 7. Guarantee you, out of the box, that bitch is a goddamn 4 or 5 at best. Like the great and late Samuel Kevin Savage used to say, a 5 at best. So again, do not think that this is going to be an overnight process, making a bitch fall in love with you. You have to spend a lot of time staying away from the bitch, being on your purpose, being in your masculine frame, staying in your seductive frame, building a desire for the bitch, building attraction. It's going to take some time. That is why you need to have multiple bitches. Because if you have one bitch and you're trying to do this, you're going to get frustrated. But if you have multiple options, you're not going to be able to just say, oh, fuck it. That is why bitches are able to keep guys on hold for such a long time, because they have so many guys on the waiting goddamn list. That is how they're able to do it. So again, the game that I'm teaching you guys is not that I'm telling you to do something sinister that the bitches are not doing. The bitches is doing this exact same thing that I'm telling you. It just sounds fucked up when you hear a guy says it to his friends, and when you hear a guy like me teaching the game, spitting the game, teaching the game to the guys who don't know the game, then some people will say, oh, what is the fuck this guy is teaching these guys to be this way and to be that way. But when women do this all day and every fucking day, where they do that at? Every motherfucking will. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You need to be able to be, when you meet a girl, you need to be in it for at least, to say, 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, even a year for some bitches who have multiple options, especially the finer the bitch, the hotter the bitch, the sexier the bitch. You could expect to be on fucking hold for a long fucking time, niggas. That is why do not fucking put all your eggs in one basket. Do not fucking wait for the bitch to just come call you one day out of the clear blue sky and you're not occupied with your purpose, your time, your value, and building yourself. That is why, if you guys know the fucking very beginning of my videos, all of my videos were based on spirituality. I tell you guys, first and foremost, before you even fuck with bitches on a serious level, the better for you if you know yourself. Know yourself first and foremost, because if you know who you are, you're gonna be able to stand for everything and fall for fucking nothing. Nothing that's gonna come your way, you're gonna be able to fall for. You're gonna be like that goddamn horse with a goddamn lock fucking knees. You're gonna be able to stand and tell fucking thy kingdom come. You understand me? So that is the game that what the fuck I'm trying to tell you. Hold out on these bitches just like how these bitches are holding out on you. Like the goddamn song Kenny Rogers sing. Know when to hold out, know when to walk away, and all that shit. Know when to run. You understand me? You gotta fucking count your goddamn money. Whatever the fuck the song say, I don't know what the fuck the song say, but all I know is the song say you gotta know when to fucking hold out. And that's all I'm trying to tell you guys. Know when to fucking hold out, and when to hold out, all fucking ways. All the fucking time. How long does it take to fucking get a bitch to fall in love? A very long fucking time. How long does it get the bitch to get attached? A long time, at least a goddamn few months. But in the meantime, stay in the grind, continue to see yourself as the goddamn prize, and continue to have bitches believing and knowing that if they come in your life, they should be fucking flattered and honored, and it should be a fucking opportunity for them to be in your goddamn life. So with that being said, I thank all you guys for watching, sticking around this long. Please continue to like, share, and all that good stuff. Subscribe. And if you are, please, as usual, stop believing in illusions, hallucinations, and fucking delusions. Triple P, and I'm out.
Oh.